Once upon a time, there was a beautiful and big kingdom. The king had a daughter, Maya. Everything was going well. The king was dreaming of his daughter's golden future. The king wanted Maya to have all the happiness in the world. And it wasn't that hard because the king had so much money in his treasury that everything could be bought. As soon as the Princess Maya asked for something, the king would immediately present it to the daughter. The king was busy with the affairs of his kingdom when he received the word that Maya was in poor health. The king immediately summoned the state doctor. The doctor detected the princess' pulse and then gave her medicine and said to the king, "No worries, the princess' health will get better soon." The king sat for a long time consoling Maya and then went out with a calm mind. He was the king of a large kingdom and was always busy. The doctor's medicine had no effect. The princess was silently looking out of the window, feeling so sad. The king was upset looking at the daughter like that. Maya was not even taking her food properly. The king was feeling so sad that he is not able to do anything about her daughter. The king was not able to sleep during the night thinking about his daughter's health. He came to Maya and asked her what is the matter. Do you need something that has not been received to date? Tell me, I'll order that right away, no matter where that is in this world. The princess then said, I want what is seen at night. Yes, I want the moon. The king thought for a while and he said to Maya, Daughter, I'll send you for soon. My ministers and courtiers are very clever. There are more than one scholar and magician in the state. Soon your wish will come true. Now don't worry and go to sleep. Hearing this, Maya was very happy and she slept that night very peacefully, hoping that she would get the moon the next morning. Though he promised his daughter, the king wondered how the moon could be brought to earth for his daughter. The king immediately called his minister. The minister was afraid. Why the king called me in the middle of the night? This has never happened before. The king said to the minister, the princess needs the moon. Make arrangements to bring it immediately. Hearing this, the minister lost his consciousness, began to think, what kind of demand is this? He said, My lord, it is very difficult to find the moon because it is so far from the earth. To this day, no one has travelled from earth to heaven. Today, for the first time in my life, I have to say that this task is not only difficult, but it is also impossible. The king did not hear a word from anyone. He said angrily, Stupid, ignorant, get out of here now, and sent the wise courtier of the kingdom. The wise courtier had a special position that was respected by all. The king explained the situation to the wise courtier. He said, My daughter needs the moon. Her demand must be met at all costs. The wise courtier replied, Your Majesty, the moon is thousands of miles away from the earth. We can't bring it to the earth. Whatever punishment you give me for saying this is acceptable to me, but it is impossible. The king was very desperate and he also chased the wise courtier out of the room. He was thinking, is it really true that the moon can't be brought to the earth? Then what is the other way to meet the prince's demand? Suddenly he remembered the mockery of the court. The clown made the king happy with his witty remarks. The king was pleased and often rewarded him. This made the top officials of the state jealous. The clown was really a scholar. The king called the clown. The clown came and greeted the king and stood silent. The king told him what the minister and wise courtier had said. Then the clown said sarcastically, "Sir, they are educated and wise people. What they have said about the moon must be true. It is true that the moon is in the sky millions of miles away from the earth. But we have to find out what the princess thinks about the moon. If we can find out, maybe something will happen." The king was surprised and said, "Wow, I never thought of that. Come, let's go to the princess and find out what she is thinking about that." Meanwhile, the princess came there, hoping that they have brought the moon to her. The clown said, "I haven't bought it yet, but I will bring it soon." Then he said to the princess, "Tell me, how big is the moon?" The princess smiled, pointing to her fingernail. She said, "The moon is little shorter than the snail because when I put my thumb in front of my eyes, the moon disappears." He then asked, "Tell me, how far will be the moon from here?" The princess pointed to a tree standing outside the window. Then he said sarcastically, "Tonight I will climb the tree and remove the moon stuck in the branches and bring it to you." "Yes, tell me, what metal is the moon made of?" "The moon is made of gold," Maya said. Then the clown promised her that he would bring the moon by next morning. He went to a goldsmith and asked him to make a small golden moon. He then wrapped a piece of gold in a chain and gave it to the Princess Maya. The king gave the clown a great reward. The problem was solved, but probably not. The king knew that when the moon shone in the night sky, the princess would realize that the golden moon around her neck was fake and she would get sick again. The king called the minister and asked for the solution. The minister said, "We should make black glasses for the princess. You can tell her that wearing glasses at night is good for her eyes." The king got angry. "Fool! If she wears sunglasses at night, she may be injured by a collision with something. That's not right." Now it was the turn of wise courtier. He suggested, "Your Majesty, we should cover the trees and bushes in front of the princess with a black tent so that the princess cannot even look at the moon in the sky." The king was angry and called the clown again for the solution. The clown said, "If our wise courtiers cannot find a way to hide the moon, it means that the moon can't be hidden. But we should also ask the princess once." The clown went to the princess' room with the king's permission and asked the princess, "One thing I don't understand, that the golden moon is hanging in your throat, then where did the second moon come from in the sky?" The princess laughed and said, "Yes, you can't understand that much. See, when one of my teeth breaks, a new tooth comes in its place automatically. In the same way, when you bring the moon from the sky to the earth, another moon has risen in its place. At that moment, the new moon is shining in the sky in the same place." The clown came back to the king and said, "Your Majesty, the problem was solved. Now there was no fear. As per princess, the old moon of the sky was hanging in the chain around the princess Maya's neck, and in her place a new moon rose in the sky. Now the princess was sleeping peacefully." The king was very happy hearing this.
Like says, subscribe to Chinnari Chilakamma.